things you didn't know about diets and weight loss. Hello, Kim here, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be sharing 10 things you didn't know about dieting and weight loss. I'm going to be busting some myths along the way with some tips to optimize your weight loss too. So this doesn't become a mammoth session, I'm covering the first 5 things in this video and the next 5 in the following video. So let's get started. It may be that you've spent years dieting to control your weight, or perhaps weight gain is something that's crept up on you, perhaps more recently, along with maybe a perimenopause or menopause, or perhaps you've had a diagnosis of prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and you want to do something to help yourself and to control your weight. Or perhaps whatever you have been doing in the past, what's worked for you in the past, just simply isn't working for you now. Statistics published by the World Health Organization shows that globally weight gain is now a major issue leading to illness, disease, including type 2 diabetes. Strangely though, there are more of us than ever who are becoming more health conscious and wanting to improve our health, and that is likely to include losing weight as well. Why is it then, when there's so much information available to us these days on Google and all sorts of other ways of getting information, more diets and more products than ever before, it seems so hard for us to achieve and, importantly, to maintain a healthy weight so that we can prevent these health problems? Well, it doesn't seem to make sense, does it? I'm going to identify 10 things at play here. Now, let me just say, they are by no means definitive, but these are 10 things that you can easily take on board and address right away by making small changes that will ultimately make a big difference to your health, your weight, your energy levels, and your overall well-being. So here are the first 5 of the 10 factors at play. Put simply, diets do not work. Now, this may not come as a complete surprise if you're a seasoned dieter. When I hear the word diet, it conjures up images to me of a long list of foods we have to avoid, and that's because this is how most diets work. Or perhaps, we're sort of counting points or calories or something along those lines. Now, so many women are on a diet of some kind, which usually means they are restricting themselves from eating perhaps a certain food group, for example, low fat or low carb, or from eating a certain number of calories. So they're on a low calorie diet, or they're counting points relating to certain types of foods. Now, when we impose restriction on ourselves, we often rely solely on willpower. And let's face it, you probably know as well as I do that willpower alone only lasts for so long. And also, when you cut out complete food groups, you can deprive your body of the nutrients that it actually needs. It doesn't lead to healthy weight loss, and you're not going to feel your best if your body isn't getting what it needs. Unfortunately, we often look after our cars better than we do our own well-being. You know that if you don't service your car, top up the water and oil, or if you put in the wrong fuel, you wouldn't expect your car to work. The same applies to our bodies. When you put in the wrong fuel, your body eventually can become depleted. And this usually leads to low energy, fatigue, poor sleep, food cravings, low mood, and weight gain. And over time, this can lead to greater risk of health problems, illness, and autoimmune conditions such as type 2 diabetes. The bottom line is, our bodies need nutrient-rich foods that we can enjoy and that support our health. We need that kind of a context, not a restrictive, you can't eat that or you've got to count this diet, which can make life more stressful than it already is, and quite frankly, miserable. Now, moving on to point number 2, Restrictive strategies really just set us up for failure in the long run. I mentioned in the first point that willpower only lasts for so long. And the problem with severely restrictive diets is they can jolt your body into what we call preservation mode, preventing your body from burning and releasing unwanted fat. And instead, it can go into a sort of survival mode where you can even store more fat and calories for you to survive on, because your body wants to make sure that it has the energy it needs moving forward. So it will hang on to what it has. And fat is basically stored energy that you haven't used. So restrictive dieting simply does not work. Certainly not in the long term, especially if you want to stay healthy. We stay healthier and our body responds much, much better when it's nourished and not punished. Eating to support our well-being, getting enough physical activity, good quality sleep, and hydration are all forms of essential nourishment we need to thrive. Point number 3, low-fat, low-calorie diet food and drinks can cause weight gain. When we add into the mix eating low-fat, low-calorie diet drinks and diet food, these are usually processed and they have hidden sugars or other sugar derivatives and other kinds of additives too added in the manufacturing process. And these foods can actually play havoc with our hormones and our blood sugar level and our metabolism, which ironically can lead to weight gain. Did you know that fat-free, low-fat foods usually have more added sugar than the regular version? Sounds perverse, doesn't it? But if you go along, next time you go into the supermarket, go along the yogurt aisle, for example, and pick up a low-fat or low fat-free item and look at the regular version, the equivalent regular version, and look at the ingredients. And 9 times out of 10, you'll see that the low-fat, fat-free version contains more added sugar or some kind of sugar alternative than the regular version. Studies show that even diet soda can increase our appetite. So while the drink itself may be 0 calories, you end up eating more food to go along with it. Instead, keep hydrated with water. If you're not a fan of plain water, then maybe add a slice of citrus or some mint or some natural sort of herbs to add a natural, refreshing flavor. Number 4, the diet industry. Now, this one I could go on for hours about, but I'm going to keep it brief. Market research indicates the diet sector was worth $192.2 billion in 2019 and is projected to reach $295.3 billion by 2027. It's only 3 years away. So you can see it's a highly lucrative market, and food manufacturers design products that appeal to us on the grounds of convenience, suggested health benefits, which don't always stack up, and the hope of controlling our weight. Now, what food manufacturers don't want you to think about is that many foods aimed at dieters and those looking to control their health are processed. And they often contain, yet again, sugar or some kind of sugar derivative. Sugar actually is a cheap bulking agent, and as well as other additives too. Now, when one diet doesn't seem to be working for us, it's quite common to go from one diet to another in the hope of finding that one that's going to be right for us. And it can be really hard to get off that dieting hamster wheel. And because traditional diets just do not focus on healthy nutrition and sustainable healthy habits, any results that are obtained are only short-term. And doing the same thing, essentially, and expecting a different result next time, well, that's just not going to work. How do you feel about taking a different approach? One where you enjoy your meals, you're eating to support your body, your health, and your weight too, because that's what's going to get you the results you want to achieve. Point 5, the quality of calories over quantity of calories. Now, calorie counting, as I said, is a restrictive method, and it isn't a true indication of how healthy your diet actually is. So when you're just focusing on calories only, or points, if you're counting points, you could be eating the right amount of calories or points, but if it's all in the form of processed meals, zero sugar drinks, Doritos, and the occasional Oreo, then obviously that's not going to help you. What's more important is the quality and nutritional value of what you're putting in your body. So think about it. What's going to be more nutritional value to your body than 100 calories worth of banana compared to 100 calories worth of Doritos, for example? I'm going to say it again. It's important to fuel your body with good fuel for it to function well. I hope what we've covered here so far has piqued your interest and you're ready to learn more and, importantly, put these steps into action. And if that's the case, then please do subscribe and click like, and that way you won't miss future videos, and you'll also be helping others to find us here too. I want to share this with as many women as possible to help them get off the dieting hamster wheel, enjoy food, improve their energy, and live life to the full. In the next video, I'll share the next 5 things you didn't know about diet and weight loss, more of what I've learned both from my own personal experience as well as from my education and professional experience in the field of health, fitness, and nutrition. Until next time, bye for now.